Alright, so we got a new package. Didn't come in the best shape, but we gotta go ahead and open it, make sure it's okay. Because you gotta receive these things in a certain amount of time or hit return. And this one already has damage to the box. So, also if there's any noise, I'm sorry. We've got neighbors that are rude and do not train their animals. So, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Might be or damaged. Might not even be the right thing. This is supposed to be a metal cabinet. That sure looks like wood. A picture on the other side. See if my old shears are good enough. Actually, looks like it might be a box in a box. First thing we have, probably the doors. Yep. That's the wood to support the countertop.
Yeah, it's broken.
This is just like shipping wood and internals.
The shelf.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I think that's.
Plastic.
It looks scratched, but I think it's got a cover on it. Plastic cover. They really should have packed it better. It looks like they've already got some of the assembly parts inside. As you can see, they fell through down there. Yeah, there's plastic on it. We're gonna have to slowly try to peel it all off. At the same time. Some of it does seem a little bent.
What's that?
I think that's supposed to be the outside edge. I mean, we got dents. I don't know. There's a holes that go all the way through, so I'm sure it goes to it. It's really poor, and that's sharp right there, so you gotta be careful. It's like they drilled this way. See the pinholes and everything. Basically, it's not all metal. It's basically cheap wood, like what's designed for that, and then they just wrap metal around it. The drawers. Another shelf. basically all the parts for the drawers that we have to build. Those are the little pegs. I'm sure that's for the shelf we'll sit on. Here's the dumb thing. I mean, one of the dumbest things and the reasons why it's got all the scratches and bangs is all this is just loose. It's not even a bag. And he's just rolling around, hitting everything. It's not properly taped. Nothing was secured. At least you got color instructions. That's it. Too much touching the wall. Kickboards. I'm sure.
That's the top.
No, this top. These are insides.
The shelf.
These directions aren't very good at all. So, hopefully that means our video will help people. Hard part is we need to get all that plastic off everything. Because we don't want to leave that on there. At the same time, so many dings. You get just tiniest little tack nails to hold the aluminum on the wood. I originally thought that I would buy one, would test it, see how it is, and then we would, you know, build the whole kitchen with the little bits and pieces from this company. If it was decent. Definitely ain't doing that. This would not be our permanent kitchen. So, when you look real close, you look here, see it's lifting it right off. Just simply taking the glue off. Look.
Hi.
Yeah. All they did was take cheap wood and put a tiny bit of aluminum on the outside of it. That doesn't waterproof it or termite proof it. Once again, you're talking about a whole cabinet for about $100. So, you get what you pay for. But at the same time, one thing we like to do is check this so that Filipinos who don't have a lot of money don't get ripped off. They should get better quality than what they're given here. Filipinos keep getting ripped off with Chinese crap all the time. And yeah, we have Chinese crap in America too, but at least it's usually a better quality Chinese crap. It's like they always send the defects over here. Or things that are expired or outdated or maybe don't pass legal reasons anymore in other countries end up here in the Philippines so that the companies aren't losing all their money. It's the same thing with the clothing. The ukay is usually like waste clothing from Goodwill and stuff sold by the kilo that somebody goes and separates, finds the few good pieces, and then sells it for an okay price. And it's considered like new clothing here. That's how a lot of people survive. Just ukai clothing. Not really bad. It's just people need to quit treating it like a dumping ground. Almost every single piece has something. Just gotta be careful not to scratch them afterwards. So that's got a big gouging. So I'll show pictures before, but we're getting all the nasty stickiness off. I tried alcohol. I tried, what was the nail polish remover called?
Acetone.
Acetone. I did a little bit of Dawn. It worked okay. But the best thing that's really working, grease. A little bit coconut oil. So the coconut oil is breaking down the actual adhesive. So just rubbing that all in so it breaks adhesive, and then we can wash it afterwards with Dawn and get rid of the grease. So that's working best. Kuting's working on that right now.
I think
You
I
can see.
need more oil.
Okay. Should be careful. We're even using our used oil instead of new oil. It is working pretty well. It's getting in there and removing it. You'll see pictures before where it's all over there, and it. If we left that, that would have just attracted dirt and dirt and dirt and dirt and become black stains. So, working on this. Better to put the work in now, so you're not trying to scrub it while it's on the ground and assembled. Alright, so you can see, she got it all cleaned up. Nice and clear. First thing they want you to do is take your bolt, go on the side here, put your bolt in there. Then what you're supposed to do, take your back panel, put it on here, and take your nut, and put your nut on.
No washer.
No washer. There should have been a washer. That just shows they're cheap. Get that backwards. Hold on. There's the position, okay? This is the back of the cabinet right here that I'm touching, okay? So this is the left side, I guess. See how there's two holes there? For this one, there's a drawer, okay? So between the drawers, there's another divider. So for this one, that has to go right there, because there's going to be another support attaching to that. So that way your drawers are on the left.
No, the drawer is on the right side.
Well, when you're looking at it, yes. But when you're talking about the item itself, looking from inside, I don't know if they call it the left or the right. when you're looking from the back of it, the drawers are on the left. If you're looking at the front face of it, yes, the drawers are on the right. Either way, there's another support in the center here. In the hole. Sliding in the slots. Put your nut on.
Why?
Watch out for sharp edges.
And lights blinking.
Now, there's this one. If you see this one, on the bottom, mine already has the little rubber or plastic stops. That's the bottom. You notice the other end doesn't have it. Also, these notches are the front. So, the back, this part, is going to go attached into these holes with these screws. Put these on the exact same way. As you can see, there's a hole. There's a hole here. That's going to be for the drawers. So we do the same thing. If you got the hole, goes on the same side as the other holes. Once again, push your bolt through.
Be careful.
Take that, put it in. Take your nut. I don't want to go too far first because I gotta get them both.
And less noise.
I'm not trying to make it too tight yet because I don't know if I need to adjust any.
Next.
Remember, the hole lines up with the other holes. Okay?
Where's the hole? Okay. Ano ba?
Did you get a nut on it yet?
I can find the hole.
Okay.
Oh. I think there's sawdust.
Yeah. You're lucky, not your fault. A little bit better. But as you can see, there's an uneven gap back there. So that's why I didn't completely tighten it. As you can see, There's slots here. It's the same way there were slots on the back. See, this moves up and down. You want to try to make sure this is flush. So that's why I didn't tighten it too much. So now I gotta play with it. Also, make sure you close the gap in here.
But the other side's not.
Huh?
The other side.
The other side what?
That one. It's not.
Right, but I can also move the bottom one. You understand? So first thing, I want to make sure this is flush on the top. And then I can fix the bottom. I want to make sure you overlap. That way it kind of fits better. I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot. But
Like that? Yeah, it's level. Yeah, that's the divider.
yeah. Because remember the holes on the front?
It's complicated.
Come back here and try to center it. You go in the center.
So this is gonna be the back. We will not put anything here
What do you mean?
to cover this.
Hmm.
Yeah. It will catch dust. You should wear gloves.
See, this is why I didn't tighten it too much. As you can see, the directions suck. Look, they're in there. Doesn't really tell you anything. Doesn't tell you what bolts to use. You know, doesn't even tell you how to put the bottoms in. So, it's supposed to go like this. For the center at least. And then the other piece goes on there. Yeah, that'll be big enough. So they were missing one bolt. So I have my own. Thankfully, I have extras. Keep all the little spare bolts and nuts. That's my other bolt pack, but so this won't fit. So I'll put that one on. But I put a washer just because it's got a smaller head on it. So you're supposed to use the nut and bolt on this because it's also going to attach that one. But let's do this one side first. And even though it's got holes, I want to make sure it's level. Ish.
Oh.
See here? You see there's a tiny dent where they did a pre-drill almost. So make sure we put our screw right in there, but we're not going to go too tight.
The other one is. Hello, baby, it's too far. Yan o.
Oh, that's fine. This can push back. See?
Ah. Yan. Yan, that one.
Yeah, but the level.
Heavy?
Remember, I didn't tighten these on purpose, so I'm not sure exactly where that was going to sit. But I still have to put that center in. Can you see? Okay, so for right now, I went ahead and you can see it's sticking out. I just put a screw there temporary just to hold that, so I can hold one side. And as you see on this side, it's got those little tiny dents again. So I'm just going to screw in one side. I can take this out. Clearly they don't give you all the screws you need, because technically you probably should have a bolt for that, or they shouldn't have put the holes in there. But there's enough room, since they're slotted, that I can go to the right or left of it a little bit. So obviously we don't want to use a long screw in there, for the pure fact on this side we've got the drawers. So if we had a long screw, it may go right into our drawers.
Wow!
There. Remember, don't tighten anything down until you get it sit in. There are little dots where they've got the holes pre-drilled for one part of the screw but not the other. Why they only did part of it, I have no idea. Now, your other option, two ways of doing it. One, it's like I did, put this on the door first, then hang the door. Second option, you put the door one on first, if you've got the right things, and then just throw it into the hole. Problem with that is, like I said, these aren't all drilled. So we will put them on the door first.
Ay! Ay!
Ooh, so out of alignment.
So,
Because the other dot is up there. If I use this the bottom and that is the top, it would have been way up here like it was. That's actually what I'm using for the top instead. So you have to ignore
that's
the
why...
top ones.
Okay. So that's why there are two holes.
So for the doors, you want to use the supplied hole in the top and then put the black dot in the top of the bottom one.
Yeah.
Still uneven, but I can work with that. I can play with the lines. That's the advantage of those hinges. I can move them around, but for now,
I think
it's one
maybe
step closer.
I want this a little bit.
Well, yeah, this one's uneven.
I think the left side it's good.
Yeah.
There's no hole na, there's no gap.
No. Same thing as there. See, level, not level. So what we want to do is make sure our door is level. one thing I want to check is, once it is level, it looks okay. You can see how here, you know, it's not going straight with it. So we need to adjust this so the door picks up like that. That's a lot better. It's not perfect, but it's better. So because the company's stupid, they put their trim on and they just use one piece. They went all the way around and wrapped it. But you can see they didn't even just start on an edge where they should have. And now they got an overlap. Not a big deal, but it just shows the quality. The biggest issue is this. It's supposed to fit inside all of these. Okay? All the way around. Gets into an area like this. It's supposed to slide in. But as you can see, the two edges, since they're not trimmed out, stop it from fitting in. See, down there, it can't really fit in very well. So it goes one side or the other, it's not going between it. Which means you're going to have to go in order to trim that piece out. Not a huge deal, but without directions, you're going to have a hard time fitting that in if you don't know. So, basically, just get your razor, and you can cut that down, and just pop that little piece out. You can do it before,
And then try again.
or you can do it after. You see, when I put that here, it's still gonna have that area. Take your, make sure you got them lined up. Screw goes in. As you can see, there's another little hole right here. Put that in. Now you've got your piece here. Terrible trim job too. Why they only use one screw, I don't know. That's just cheap. You really should have two screws in here so none of this binds. And then this is your front. But as you see, got the same problem again. As you can see, we've got a list here. It says nothing about it. You know, it knows there's drawers here. If you see any directions on drawers, no. So, good thing I'm not stupid. Just like that. On this side. On this side. Now, another thing. These three holes are your front. That's going to be where you put the actual drawer handle plate onto it. So make sure that's in the front. There you go. There's your box. See, there's the dots. Hopefully, these dots should line up with this mark. And back here for some adjustment on all three. You got the dots here, here, and here. The other thing is these come apart. It'll make it easier to put together. If you look on this back end over here, once you pull it out, push that pulls right off. So screw that to the cabinet and this to the drawer. So the drawer itself has marks also. So those marks, they should match up, but in true fashion, they don't. Slide that in. Make sure it fits. Now, of course, I haven't put the front ones in so that I can make sure I get the right angle. I didn't want to put all the holes in until I knew it was appropriate or not. So there's that. The 3 holes for the door. Now, we can put these other screws in. What do you think?
Oh, there's extra space over here at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Set this at the height that I want, so that it looks good. Ink's leaking a little. Hope it's still good. This is my special marking pen. You can see.
Still special?
Yeah. But look at the tip. Look how long that is. So, see? Normally you can't get a pin all the way in there. So now, I can.
Hala!
Gotta be careful. Don't want to drill all the way through it.
Ayaw.
I just wanted a starter hole. So now, I'll get that started. Not going tight yet. Definitely don't want it like that.
Yeah.
But that's why you do the center, because now we can move it back and forth.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drill your... Don't drill your... Man, I'm joking.
I'm only trying to get the tiniest little dent in it.
You love this color. screws.
You can see it's right in that little hole. If your drill's really strong, be careful, because you don't want to go all the way through.
What's that?
I have no idea. Looks like a blemish. As you can see, there are lots of issues here. But the seller gave us a discount. So push it all the way in. It's
Not the magic one.
no. This is cheap.
I thought that
You don't get automatic soft close for $100.
Are you?
Yeah, but it does have locking. Feel it lock in.
Yeah.
So
Get locked. Push a little
yeah.
bit.
Now we gotta do the rest of them.
Okay. You finished? Even this one. But how about this? Oh, it's a soft.
That's got a little bit of a soft close. There are little dots. Not this one, but this top dot. And it correlates with a dot in here. Can you see in where my hand is?
Mm.
So you've got a dot here and a dot here to line up with the holes. So use the top ones for your top shelf.
Oh, why?
Well, because if you use this little hole, one, it's not over there in the back, but two, it won't be enough spacing for your drawer. So you use the front tab. See the front hole? Put it right on the tiny dot.
Tiny, tiny. Okay, that's enough.
See?
Yeah.
Then it'll line up with the next dot.
Mm.
Now, make sure open end is in the back.
Oh.
That's what locks in. And then I recommend using the middle hole in your first dot back here. These don't line up. No matter what you do, these holes won't match. So none of these holes with these two line up in any combination. So the best thing to do, use the back hole. As you can see. And you can use any of these holes you want, really. I like to use the center one, just because it's got the up and down adjustment later. Although technically, if you use one of these other holes, it'll hold stronger because they can't move as much. But for the first little while, I would rather have something adjustable. Just leave it adjustable, that way I can figure out how it's working. Something else, it might need to move up and down a tiny bit, and that way I don't have to drill a new hole or anything like that. Or I can always, when I know it's really good, I can drop a second screw in there and give it even more firm. But there we go.
Nice. Yes.
Now, hard one's gonna be the top one. These line up.
I will try.
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Yeah.
Mm.
Color it all in. You got it?
Mm-mm. What does it mean? 1.2.
Well, I'm sure it's because this is the 120 centimeter,
Ah.
not the 140 centimeter one. We've got to figure out the amount of spacing we want to make this look good. So now we got the bottom level, we got the top level. So
Our issue now.
we really want it to be like equal spacing almost
Mm-hmm. Yep.
between this gap and that gap.
It's good na.
There we go. There's the last two. So these are all for your drawer fronts, the longer ones. The short ones are for all the other little attachments and things. And then there you go.
Yes.
It's not perfect, but it's as good as I'm gonna be able to get it.
Oy, don't push too much. Ay, this one you need to.
You okay with it?
That's good. We just need to fix this part. This one.
Yeah. Line it up and get it level there. You put the screws in the bottom, and we put screws in the top, and that'll suck it down.
All of that you're gonna use?
Well, don't really have to use all of these, but the more you do, the more secure it is.
Okay.
So we've got, say, 2 on that side. What if we put 2 here? Put 2 on the exact other opposite side. Then we can put 2 on that side. So. Just not that simple to see it. I'm getting old. Really, what you could do, which would help, is get me the painter's tape, please.
One.
Tape holds it in place.
Smart idea. Naman na?
No. So we're trying to organize and figure things out. Originally we were going to put our transformer in the drawer, but it weighs too much. Kuting can barely even lift it. It's ridiculous. And there's just not much room for it. So instead, we'll plug it in and run it up to here. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
And we still have space here to open
So.
the other drawer.
Yeah, we don't use that drawer back there very much already. But that should be enough to open it and get stuff out. We don't have a lot of room. Our house is tiny.
Very tiny like me.
We'll try to reorganize, make it look pretty. Not a whole lot of footage on it.
We will hide all of this.
We'll see what we can do. I have to repair the major dent still. But for right now, we want to see how it looks and see what it's like.
Yeah.
But it does look a lot better. Especially a lot better than trying to use that wobbly little thing. Every time I stirred, the whole thing just... So, we'll check back with you in a minute. So, there's kind of what we're looking at the moment, right now. Unfortunately, you know, the way our wires run, it's not the best. I had to figure something out. But, got the voltage regulator over there because these take 110, not 220. Or 240, or whatever you want to call it. So that's a little step down transformer I have to use because these are Western products, but I like them better. Not just because they're Western, but I love Ninja, and this is one of the best inductions I have ever found. New Wave. If they would make a 220 version of the New Wave, I'd probably buy it. The Ninja, they do have a newer version, which does come in 220, but it's the new version where it's one top lid and different size. This is a little older and better. So, remember, The things you use the most need to be the easiest to get to. The things you use the least are the things you can hide. So, we got a possibility. We're going to play with this for a while, guys, so nothing's finished, but we got a nice little onion and seasoning jar right here. You know, we keep some other seasonings we use right up there. But she's going to have to play with the sugar, stuff like that, and different things. I mean, technically you might want to hang those on the inside door.
Yeah, that's good. I'll
Does
get
it
the other
fit though?
one. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna.
One on one on the other?
I'll get the.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we'll try that. We got a little special hook thing. We'll give it a try.
For now.
Yeah, it's all temporary. We've got to figure out how we want to motion and move our hands and see what works for us. We even have a little motion light inside the cupboard. So, this is kind of the top, the way it's going to look. Better than what we had, that's for sure. Like I said, this little thing, when you start stirring on it, it was good. It lasted us. Decent price, easy to assemble. But it's wobbly. Wobbly. That much sturdier. I sat on it. So, that'll give you an idea how strong it is. And that'll also help protect against some of the mice and things. I'm gonna buy a thing of silicone and seal all the gaps in the back and everything later. You happy with it? What was my word?
Masaya.
Masaya kaba?
Masaya.
Masaya kaba?
Oo naman.
Oh. It's so hot, guys.
Oh yeah. It's so hot.
But there we go. And now we gotta cook our dinner tonight. So this will be our first dinner trying out the new setup. Hope you guys enjoy it. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.